thank you very much, all of you, for sparing your time on this working weekday and the morning half. And I hope it's going to be a very enlightening seminar for us. The theme clearly is bus rapid transit system, with which all of you are very familiar. And I won't take much time. I'll call over Mr. Sudheendra Kulkarni and hope to have a very stimulating discussion. The key theme, basically, I think in the past 10 days while we were going about with the research, everything is that there is a certain sense of despondency in Bombay about the lack of commitment, lack of funds, etc. towards public transportation. And day in and day out, in fact today's Hindustan Times second page also has all the slew of projects which are coming out, multi-thousand crore projects. And the key focus seems to be clearly towards private transport, car-driven transport. And in the I think it's been almost 7 years, 8 years that we've been discussing bus rapid transit system for Bombay, and in that much time Ahmedabad has clearly gone ahead and demonstrated it. Dario was mentioning in the last 3 years, 9 cities in China have gone ahead and have fully functional BRTS systems. So the core theme, I think, for today's discussion will be how do we break this deadlock, what's going wrong in Mumbai, and how do we go forward. So thank you very much everybody, and Mr. Kulkarni, please. Thanks.
Good morning everybody. Nice to be back after a long holiday, a holy holiday. We at the Observer Research Foundation are happy to partner with Embark for organizing this roundtable. So thank you Mr. Hidalgo and Madhav. We have several eminent participants. Shri Ashok Datar, Shri Sudhir Badami. They've been closely and passionately associated with BRTS in particular, and issues of urban development, urban planning in general. So thank you Ashokji, Sudhir. Friends, this roundtable is part of ORF's commitment to public transport, and our commitment to public transport itself is part of our larger commitment to the ideals of urban renewal and inclusive development. As we all know, inclusive development is the buzzword these days. You know, from the finance minister's budget speech last week to the resolutions of the G20 summits or the deliberations on the United Nations Millennium Development Goals, the phrase that we hear again and again is inclusive development. But a slogan is to be judged by its substance, which means it is to be judged by its implementation on the ground. And here we find that the close linkage between public transport and inclusive development has been very poorly understood. Public transport is a catalyst for inclusive development. In fact, it's a prerequisite for inclusive development. But this is not reflected in the policies and decisions of governments, let's say most of the governments, and certainly in India so far. Let's take the example of Indian Railways, which is a very key mode of public transport. At the time of independence, we had 53,000 route kilometers of rail network in India. After 62 years, how much have we expanded? Just by 10 to 11,000 kilometers. Obviously, there's been no investment in the expansion, modernization of Indian Railways that is commensurate with the needs of our development or the expectations of people. And we in Mumbai have suffered and are suffering because of the neglect of railways. because suburban railway system is the lifeline of Mumbai. The other lifeline of Mumbai is the public bus transport. For many decades, BEST has truly lived up to the reputation of being the best suburban bus transport in the country, at least. Unfortunately, even BEST is suffering because of neglect by the state government, neglect by the city government. Recently my colleague Rishi, who is the main organizer for this roundtable, told me that the average speed of BEST buses in peak hours is just about 12 to 15 kilometers per hour. This poses a question. Isn't the time of Aam Aadmi as valuable, as important as the time of the more privileged ones, who have the ability to travel by their own cars? But we see a peculiar problem here. It's not just that BEST buses are traveling at a very, very slow speed, but even cars. So it's now become a universal problem, and generally the response of governments, which are always more receptive to the needs of car owners than to the needs of bus commuters, the response of governments is somehow find a quick fix for congestion relief, which means more flyovers. Not that flyovers are not needed, but are they the solution to the problem that millions and millions of people are facing? I recall, I think it was sometime in October, that we had Enrico Penalosa, who visited Mumbai. He gave an interview to Hindustan Times and said that building more flyovers as a solution to the problem of congestion is like pouring more oil on fire in the hope that oil will douse the fire. The more flyovers you build, there is more congestion. Why aren't we looking at responses, at solutions, at policies that fix the problem for the people, for the majority of the people? So, friends, there is, at least in a section of urban planners across the world, there is a fundamental rethink on transport policy. More and more people are beginning to realize that what is important is transport of people and not transport of vehicles. There's a crucial difference, and I'm sure that this will be highlighted in today's deliberations. The key to a sound, sustainable public policy is transport faster, more comfortable transport of people and not transport of vehicles.